This video is sponsored by Alterbag. To catch up to the rest of the market, Maxfind has released 5 new electric skateboards in relatively short order. We've looked at the Maxfind Max 4 Pro, and today we are looking to review the Maxfind Max 2 Pro Dual, a $569 shortboard. You never get to make a first impression twice, and the Max 2 Pro gets its first impression right. You can see right away how Maxfind puts a lot of effort into making sure the board looks good and feels premium at the same time. The most noticeable aspect of the board is the short deck with a very nice bottom design. Most electric skateboards tend to focus primarily on the specs alone, but this time they did an astonishing job of balancing between looks and performance. Just look at this sick diamond cutting design. It's flashy and premium at the same time. This is not what you usually expect from an electric skateboard. This board looks extremely nice and feels well polished. It may look like any regular board when you are on it, but when you're carrying this board around, you will definitely see the true beauty of it. And now, let's run through the specs really quick. Despite being a 31-inch shortboard, it still packs strong performance to rival any regular size electric skateboard out there. The top speed is a typical 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour, but for a mini board, that's super fast. The marketed range is 15 miles or 25 kilometers, but during our range test riding at medium to high speed, we got 12.5 miles or 20 kilometers, which is still quite impressive. The battery pack is just a 4.4 ampere hour pack in 10S2P configuration, but it uses Samsung 22P cells which contribute to the spectacular performance. It uses a pair of 600 watt hub motors which gave strong acceleration and powerful enough to get us up hills. It uses 90mm wheels, which are standard for many of today's e-skates. It weighs around 14 pounds or 6.5 kilograms, which is noticeably lighter than most electric skateboards. And the whole package comes in with a price tag of $569. Now that we have gone over the specs, let's talk about how the ride feels. To begin, it might be helpful to remember that the Max 2 Pro is built with a specific niche in mind. That is, for campus use, meaning portable, nimble, and easy to maneuver around pedestrians on sidewalks and bicycle paths. And Maxfind fit that role pretty well. First, Maxfind uses non-branded proprietary trucks that are both stable and agile enough to do the job. The speed control is perfectly smooth, as can be expected from a Hobbywing ESC. I'm going to guess that the Max 2 Pro is using the stock version of the Hobbywing ESC, with its typical 3-speed modes. But unlike the weak brakes that comes with typical Hobbywing ESC, the braking on the Max 2 Pro is pretty strong, probably due to the stronger 600 watt hubs that Maxfind is using. For reference, a normal entry-level board has a hub motor of around 500 watts. By the way, did you notice that the Max 2 Pro has no functional kicktail? If you are new to e-skates and wouldn't know how to use a kicktail anyways, this is great as it maximizes the wheelbase and stability. However, this is also a ballsy choice as it's going to be a deal breaker for many skaters living out there. Again, let me reiterate, the Max 2 Pro is built for campus use. And speaking of campus use, the best way to carry around your e-skate from class to class would be by using Alterbag. Alterbag is a rucksack backpack designed specifically for electric skateboards. It's sturdy and works with anything from shortboards to all-terrain boards. New colors are now available and ready to ship from Singapore. You can now use our coupon code ESKATEHQ to get $10 off Alterbag. Not surprisingly, you might not be too pleased with the Max 2 Pro if you are riding away from its natural habitat into some place with a rougher surface. As expected, the combo of stiff plastic deck and hub motors means intense road vibrations. It was so bad that I felt like I was going to skid when turning on bad roads. The lack of concavity on the deck didn't help either, as the deck is super flat, so it's hard to know where my feet are. I needed to check and recheck my feet placement quite often, just to be sure that I didn't slip off the board. So, what's our verdict? Let me put it this way. When it comes to shortboard for last mile commuting, we are now spoiled with choices. For those who make purchasing decisions based solely on price versus specs, the Maxfind Max 2 Pro will not be on the top of the list, as it's a $569 board with $400 specs. With the Max 2 Pro, you are paying a premium for the sleek design, the polish, and waterproofing. I think a good head-to-head comparison might be with the $599 Backfire Mini, which is another premium, nimble, powerful shortboard with similar price and specs, plus easy battery access, but minus waterproofing. In short, the Maxfind Max 2 Pro is a good board as long as you know what you are paying for. As always, if you are looking to buy a Maxfind or actually any eSkate, be sure to use our affiliated discount code with the link below. It will help you get a small monetary discount and helps us out too. You'll also be tagged as an Electric Skateboard HQ customer and probably be treated better. Ride safe, guys.